I have a confession to make. And that confession is a realization. It's a realization about myself. And I've come to the conclusion, the reality, the truth about this, about myself, that I am This video was not the video I had planned to make. Now, for those of you who come to the channel on a regular basis, you guys know, because I've said this before, I'm about 3 to 4 months out on my schedule. Right now, I'm not that far out. I'm about 2.5 months out, so I still have some stuff to fill in. But that's how I work. I work ahead of schedule. And I already had what I wanted to talk about in today's video on the schedule. But this particular topic, after looking at it and really beginning to start at it, I said, this is going to take a little bit more work. And, it's around the holidays and I kind of wanted to take it easy, try to get ahead on my videos and things like that. So I put it further into the future on the schedule to give you an idea on what this video was going to be, because it's going to be one of those controversial topics. And you're going to get some people crying about this. And this is the title of the video. No, orcs do not represent Negroes in tabletop RPGs. Now, the reason I was going to do that video is because people asked me, what do you think about this? And they asked me more than once in the comments of my video. And I said, that's coming, that's coming, that's coming. That was about almost a year ago. And there's a reason why the commentary videos that I do come with a large amount of space in between them. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Now, if this is your first time coming to the channel, welcome aboard, folks. My name is Servant of Shiloh, and this is RPG Elite. It's the place where I focus, and it is my job, it is my love to put the RP, the role playing, back into tabletop RPG role-playing game. How I do that and what I focus on this channel, I do that by giving you tools and tips and tutorials and real talk about the tabletop RPG space and culture. And today is kind of more like a commentary, a little bit of real talk. As we move into 2024, unless something happens between now and then, but God willing, we've got some things that we're going to be doing here in RPG Elite coming up in 2024. But before I get into that, I have a confession to make. And that confession is a realization. It's a realization about myself. I've had to think long and hard about this. And I've come to the conclusion, the reality, the truth about this, about myself, that I am a racist. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Because you guys know that that word means zero to me, really, because it's used as a slur word today, right? And so I'm going to self-identify myself as a racist. Now, why am I saying this? Well, I'm saying this because it seems like the gene pool, the last generation or so, has changed drastically. And now there are a, dare I say, race of individuals who have a gene of jacked up ideologies, aberrant behavior, and just not being able to deal with life. And then they want to take all of that baggage and they want to bring it into a tabletop RPG session, and now we have it in our culture. Now, I understand this, and we have to address these things because we have to protect ourselves from these things. We have to protect ourselves from these elements that are not doing the tabletop RPG hobby any good. And the approach of these people and the things that they say is not a good look. You got companies who avidly hate their customers, apparently. They talk about their customers like a dog. but then expect you to still pay them money. You got people like that guy, that no-name individual whose name that I don't even want to mention on my channel, over there at that company, who I don't want to mention on my channel, talking about something to the effect of people like me, and what he meant by that was, quote, white dudes, unquote, can't leave the hobby fast enough. You know, and then the thing that I wanted to say, I was like, okay, well, bye. But wouldn't you know it, that guy still has his job in the tabletop RPG community. Isn't that something? Wants to give a, this kind of attitude, but then doesn't want to lead by example. Why? Because he's not a leader. Why? Because he's a coward. He just talks a whole bunch of nonsense. There's a whole race of people like that that has invaded the tabletop RPG community. A whole race of them. And so in that regard, I'm a racist because I don't like none of them. I think they're all bad, not only for the tabletop RPG space, I think they're bad for society. They're bad examples, horrible human beings. You can't talk to these people. You try to talk to these people, they're two-faced cowards that talk behind your back and go over to their little groups and whatever. I mean, at least when I say something, I'll say it to your face. I'm not gonna sit up there and play games because I ain't got time to play games. And these are infantile individuals who like to go and do that. I don't like doing that. So as far as that race of individuals, I can't stand none of them. I also don't like, let me keep it real. I also don't like people who constantly complain about those people, and that's all their channel seems to be about. And it's always about drama. All right, I had predicted in my last video, because it's something that's pertinent to the tabletop RPG community, that's why I did the video. And I called it. I said, when I do my commentary videos, I tend to get thousands of views. I get good metrics on those. However, when I'm doing something, just geeking out over a tabletop RPG tool, or I'm doing a deep dive into a classic game or something like that, I get crickets. On a good day, I might get a couple hundred views on that. Now, why is that? That's because I don't do drama. Because I don't like people who cry and whine and moan and complain all the time without giving solutions. At least when I do my commentary videos, I'm giving solutions. Just like I am going to give a solution today in this video. So keep it locked. But I don't like people sitting up there complaining about them and not doing anything in terms of being an encouragement to those. Yeah, you can point out the problem, but point out the solution as well. Or if the only thing that you're going to do is rant and rave about those people, give no solution whatsoever, you need to just be quiet too. You're just the opposite end of the spectrum at that point. You ain't nothing but a problem. See? I'm an equal opportunity offender. Now, I was on the Guilded server, a private Guilded server for the RPG Elite Network, and we were talking, and I mentioned that I don't watch other tabletop RPG channels. None. When I'm on YouTube, I am watching videos that's going to help me build my business, build a community, because I'm into building things. And if I'm going to consume something, it's consuming to build, not to consume just to consume. And a lot of these tabletop RPG channels ain't talking about nothing. So I don't watch any other channel. I have limited amounts of time, so I would rather spend that educating myself, either reading or watching videos that are pertinent to building something instead of just being a consumer, right? Producing versus consuming. If you're going to consume to produce. Put it into action. So I don't watch anybody's tabletop RPG channels. And people are surprised. And there might be people doing commentary videos on mine I wouldn't even know, because I don't care, because I'm too busy working. I'm too busy building. That's what I do. So my remedy to fighting against this race of people in the space who are doing nothing but really destroying the hobby. It's just kind of, what my mantra is, play the game. No, they want to do that. They want to push ideology on you. They want to ram that down your throat. They want to demean you and talk down to you and virtue signal and gaslight you to death and act like they are the best people, as they are the ones who have to go see a therapist and then want to wear that as some kind of badge of honor. On what planet are you living? And then get all upset and can't handle so-called trauma. People are using this word, and then when you ask them about what the so-called trauma was, oh, well, my daddy didn't treat me well. Well, my mama didn't treat me well. You want to know something? If y'all knew the stuff that I have gone through in my life, half of y'all would be like, well, dang.
Shut the front door.
But you want to know something? I don't let that stuff come on my channel. I don't let that stuff come into my tabletop RPG games.
The truth is, you're the weak.
Listen, the Lord made me into a man to be able to handle those things. Shoot, I know women who can handle those things, and they ain't even about that stuff. They're like, hey, you know, to use a phrase, I don't want to be too crude here, but grow a pair and be a man. Women saying this.
Stop whining.
And I'm like, oh shoot, I'm with her. Come on, girl, do your thing. So what do we do about this? Do we sit up there and just cry and whine and moan and complain about it all day and make our whole YouTube channel about that? No, that's not doing anybody any good. So what do we do about it? We focus on the game. We focus on building community, and we focus on being a voice. That's why. I've been talking about memberships in the Gilded server and in our newsletter, and I've mentioned it a couple times here on the channel. Memberships is the way that I'm going in 2024. Creating community of individuals. Now you can join the Elite Squad now, and it ain't gonna cost you anything. And it won't cost you anything even after memberships are here. Obviously, you're gonna get more stuff like my private live streams and get access to those, and you'll get long gameplay video tutorials, the whole whop on those. You'll be getting some of the free stuff that I'm working with other content creators, publishers, manufacturers, and things like that I want to begin to work with. And that'll be exclusive to those who are members. And a whole bunch of other little perks that we can add along the way here. But that's coming. But we need to form our own communities. And one of the things that I really want to do here, and I want to begin to focus on, is indie games, or more of the low-key publishers who are putting out some really good stuff. Like, I think it's Sign Nominee, or I guess, they put out Stars Without Number. I have the free edition of that. That game is dope. Now, I don't know if it's free anymore. I haven't looked, but I don't know if it's free anymore, but that game is dope. I'm doing a solo thing with it right now. I'm having a ball, having a ball with it. Or like Design Mechanism, and they've come out with the superhero tabletop RPG, Destiny. And this is what I'm talking about. Let's stick to, I don't care what your politics are, just don't start throwing that stuff into a game where I'm spending my money on it. Okay, I'm grown, don't patronize me. Try to tell me how to do what I've been doing for years, and don't even try to tell new folks coming into this, because they're grown enough to read the book, they're grown enough to make their decisions. You can make a suggestion, but don't sit up there and try to push your ideology on me when that's not my bag. All right, that's just like me saying everybody has to be an RPG elite. No, you don't. Hence the name. And the term would be absolutely meaningless if that was the case. I ain't telling you this is what you have to do. I'm telling you this is what an RPG elite does in my RPG elite philosophy series. That's it. It's a mindset. If you got the mindset, awesome. We can be down together. If you don't, that's awesome too. You don't have to be down with it. We might never play a game together, but that's cool. But see, these people can't be like that. They have to push it in your face. They got to tell you need to do this. They got to tell you need to do that. No, I'm not down with that. So I'd like to cover more games of those people who are like, listen, we're just into making good games, good lore, decent system, and to really support that and really love our customers. All right, well, I want more of those. So if you know of some more game, because I do a lot of research on it, so I know a lot of these companies. But if there's companies that I'll never cover on this channel because of how they treat their customers. It doesn't have anything to do with their political ideology. It's how they treat their customers. This is why I won't have anything to do with Green Ronin. I had a personal run-in with them on this channel. I did them a favor by making a video, having people go over there, probably had them too much business. And then when I go to ask them for something, they want to gaslight me and treat me like I don't know what 2-day shipping is. I did a 2-video series on this. That's why I ain't got nothing to do with them. I ain't gonna ever have anything to do with them unless they come to me and be like, listen, let's bury the hatchet or something like that. But nah, I ain't got nothing to do with them. That's me. I've made that decision. I don't have to play their games. I don't have to give them my money. I don't have to do that. I don't even have to give them my time and my effort in covering their stuff on this channel, which by itself is worth money and value. I won't do it. So, I know I've gone a little long in the tooth here today, but this is what you can expect in 2024. Memberships, building more community, covering more of the game companies that don't hate you, and I figure I'm doing a decent job at that right now, but I'm just letting you know, there are some games and companies who will never, ever, ever be mentioned on this channel. Ever. And one of those companies is the game that I refuse to mention by name on this channel, just to give you a heads up. I want you guys to know what to expect in 2024 from the RPG Elite Network. I'm looking forward to this, man. I'm looking forward to building this community and really highlighting some of these stuff. And I'm still gonna cover games like Free League and, I'll still cover those games, but I'm gonna be reaching out to others. And I'm gonna let you know the stuff in the games that I don't like. Uh-oh. Even from some of the games of the publishers who have treated me well. I am their customer, and I am gonna tell them, hey, listen, this right here, uncool in the game. We'll get to that. We're going over all of that, folks. So that's it for me. I think that's it. Do we need a question of the vid for, I don't know if we need a question of the vid. Yeah, I'm gonna do a question of the vid right here. What would you like to see me cover in 2024? Oh, that was a good one. And I did that off the top of the dome. What would you like to see me cover in 2024? Let me know down in the comments below. Let's get some engagement going. And listen, I don't do drama. I don't do drama just to do drama. I like to do things to help you guys just get more out of this great hobby that we're in. That's the focus of my channel. But I do listen to your input. So let me know. If you want to be heard, let me know down in the comments. That's it. I got to get out of here. So you know what that means?
So exit, stage left.
Oh yeah, and if you got a game coming up this New Year's Eve, New Year's Day weekend, happy gaming, y'all. I pray it's an RPG Elite session. And until the next time, God willing, I have to say peace. 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 5,000 elites. I am outie.